Hey everyone, welcome back to the Betterment Blueprint. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of dark psychology. We're about to explore the cosmos of human behavior, those subtle forces that influence our thoughts and actions, often without us even realizing it. Just like the laws of physics govern the universe, there are psychological principles that govern how we interact. But remember, with great power comes great responsibility. So buckle up. Get ready to expand your mind, and as always, keep looking up at the fascinating world around you. Let's kick things off with a bang, or should I say an anchor. Imagine you're at a flea market, haggling over the price of a vintage telescope. The seller throws out a ridiculously high price, making your eyes water. That, my friends, is anchoring. They've just dropped a mental anchor, a reference point that influences your perception of what's reasonable. See, our brains love shortcuts, and anchoring provides a convenient reference point. The key here is to be aware of this bias, both in yourself and others. If you're the one setting the anchor, you gain an immediate advantage. But if you're on the receiving end, take a step back, breathe, and don't be afraid to challenge that initial anchor. Now, let's talk about framing. No, not the kind you put around a picture, but the kind that shapes our perception of reality. Imagine two headlines describing the same event. One reads, "Asteroid narrowly misses Earth." The other screams, "Giant space rock hurtles towards our planet." Same event, vastly different reactions. Why? Framing. It's all about how information is presented, the words used, the context provided, and even the emotions evoked. Our brains are wired to look for patterns and meaning, and the frame we choose can dramatically alter that meaning. Think about politicians, advertisers, even your friends. They're all masters of framing. So the next time you're trying to persuade someone, think carefully about the frame you're using. And when you're on the receiving end, question the frame. Dig deeper. Consider alternative perspectives. In the vast expanse of the cosmos, there's a symphony of sounds. Exploding stars, colliding galaxies, even the faint whisper of the cosmic microwave background. But there's also silence, a profound silence that can be just as powerful. And that, my friends, brings us to the power of silence, a tool often underestimated in the realm of human interaction. We live in a world saturated with noise, a constant barrage of information vying for our attention. But in the midst of this cacophony, silence stands out. It creates intrigue, builds anticipation, and most importantly, it can shift the balance of power in a conversation. Master negotiators use silence strategically. They know that the person who speaks first often loses. But the power of silence isn't just about negotiation. It's about active listening, about creating a space for others to feel heard. So the next time you're in a conversation, don't be afraid of a little silence. Embrace it. Use it to your advantage. Chapter 4, Mirroring, the Art of Subtle Imitation. Have you ever noticed how some people just have a knack for making others feel comfortable? They walk into a room, and it's like they're instantly in sync with everyone around them. Well, it's not magic, my friends, it's mirroring. When we mirror someone's body language, their tone of voice, even their facial expressions, we're sending a subconscious signal that says, "Hey, I'm like you. I understand you. Think about it." When you're deep in conversation with a close friend, you might notice that you're both leaning in, nodding your heads, even mirroring each other's gestures. But here's the thing. You can use mirroring consciously to build rapport and influence others. By subtly mirroring the other person's behavior, you create an instant connection, making them feel more comfortable and more likely to agree with you. The key here is subtlety. If you're too obvious with your mirroring, it can backfire. Remember, it's not about mimicking their every move, but rather about finding a subtle rhythm, a shared energy that creates a sense of connection. Chapter 5, The Foot in the Door Technique. Small steps, big influence. Imagine this. You're walking down the street and someone stops you to ask for directions. Simple enough, right? But then they follow up with another request, maybe to help them carry a heavy bag or donate to their charity. Suddenly, you're more likely to say yes, and that, my friends, is the foot in the door technique in action. This technique is all about leveraging the power of small commitments. Once we've agreed to something, even something small, we're more likely to agree to larger requests later on. Think about it. Have you ever signed a petition for a cause, only to find yourself donating money to that same cause later on? This technique is incredibly effective because it plays on our desire to be seen as helpful and consistent. Chapter 6, Gaslighting, a dangerous game of deception. We're now entering a more ethically complex territory, a realm of psychological manipulation that should be approached with extreme caution. Gaslighting, my friends, is not a tool to be used lightly. It's a dangerous game of deception that can have devastating consequences. Imagine this. You're in a relationship with someone who constantly questions your memory, your sanity, even your perception of reality. They deny things you know to be true, twist your words, and make you doubt your own judgment. That, my friends, is gaslighting. It's a form of emotional abuse that aims to undermine the victim's sense of self, making them question their own sanity and reality. The goal is always the same, to gain power and control over the other person by making them question their own reality. Gaslighting is a serious form of abuse, and it's crucial to recognize the signs and seek help if you or someone you know is experiencing it. Chapter 7. Scarcity Principle. Creating a sense of urgency. Let's talk about diamonds. Why are they so valuable? Is it their inherent beauty? Sure, they sparkle and shine. But the real reason, my friends, is their scarcity. Diamonds are rare, and that rarity makes them desirable. This, my friends, is the scarcity principle in action. We humans are hardwired to place a higher value on things that are scarce, limited, or about to disappear. Think about it. Limited time offers, exclusive deals, even the fear of missing out. They all play on our innate desire for what's scarce. Advertisers use this to create a sense of urgency, pushing us to make impulsive decisions. The scarcity principle isn't just about material possessions. It applies to our time, our attention, even our relationships. So how can you use this principle ethically? Highlight the unique value of what you offer. What makes your product, your service, or even your time special? We're now entering the realm of the heart, a place where emotions run high and the lines between love and manipulation can become blurred. Love bombing, my friends, is a seductive dance, a whirlwind of affection that can be as intoxicating as it is dangerous. Imagine this, you meet someone and suddenly you're swept off your feet. They shower you with compliments, gifts and attention, making you feel like you're the only person in the world. Love bombing is a manipulative technique where someone overwhelms another with excessive affection and attention, often in the early stages of a relationship. The goal? To gain control by creating a sense of dependency and obligation. If you find yourself on the receiving end of love bombing, it's crucial to proceed with caution. Don't be afraid to set boundaries, to question their motives, and to trust your gut instinct. Remember, real love should empower you, not control you. Let's face it, nobody enjoys criticism. It stings, it makes us defensive, and it can really put a damper on our day. But what if there was a way to transform that negativity into something positive, something empowering? That, my friends, is the power of reframing. Reframing is all about changing the way we perceive a situation, shifting our focus from the negative to the positive. Think about it. You receive some harsh feedback on a project. Your initial reaction might be disappointment, frustration, even anger. But what if, instead of dwelling on the negative, you reframe it as an opportunity for growth? What if you view it as constructive criticism that can help you improve your skills and achieve even greater success in the future? So, the next time you're faced with negative feedback, don't let it get you down. Take a deep breath, reframe the situation, and turn that lemon into lemonade. We've all heard the saying, don't judge a book by its cover, but let's be honest, we do it all the time. We make snap judgments based on first impressions, and often, those first impressions are influenced by something called the halo effect. The halo effect is a cognitive bias where our overall impression of a person is influenced by a single positive trait. Think about it. We tend to assume that attractive people are also intelligent, trustworthy, and kind. Now, the halo effect can work both ways. Just as positive traits can create a halo of admiration, negative traits can create a horn effect, where a single negative characteristic overshadows everything else. So how can we use the halo effect to our advantage? It's about identifying our strengths, our unique qualities, and showcasing them in a way that creates a positive first impression. Remember, first impressions matter, but they don't have to define the entire story. So there you have it, Explorers of the Mind. 10 dark psychology tricks that can give you a significant edge in the game of life. But remember, with great power comes great responsibility. These tricks are not weapons to be wielded recklessly. They're tools to be used ethically, with wisdom and compassion. Influence, when used for good, can inspire, motivate, and create positive change. So go forth, use your newfound knowledge wisely, and never underestimate the power of the human mind.